Or Buddy.
So let me know when you're ready and I'll bang the gavel.
Okay, it's ready.
All right. Call the meeting to order. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Are you recording the meeting with us?
Yes, the audio's recording. I didn't put the cameras on. I don't think we need them.
All right, so this is a hybrid, a special meeting where we're gonna discuss a few things and have some resolutions. So yesterday, we received the bid from Daphne's to operate the concession at Rogers Beach. And they're very enthusiastic, and I think they can, if we approve them, get in there this weekend even and
Some basics, yeah.
sell some basics and then work on getting up to speed in the following weeks. And, they all seem very nice, and they, in anticipation of the approval, I think they signed the indemnification yesterday with you.
Yes.
You had Shaf sign that, and then they said as soon as we tell them for sure if we're gonna do it, then they'll get the insurance, additional insured to us.
Yes, they sent me the food handler's certificate. It's Jack Clark, so.
And then they also had, they said they could use our kids that are looking for jobs, our former kitchen staff. So we can go through Sean for that.
I just got the permit in the mail to renew for the, from the Department of Health, so I just sent that back today to renew the permit to operate the concession stand, so.
And they said they're, to go ordering all the ice cream and, milkshake and food. So I didn't have any questions or concerns about it, other than, they initially are saying, let's just do it for, they wanted to do something for longer than the 2 years, but have a management agreement, but, of course, given the late date, there's not time to negotiate all that right now, so they're just putting in for a 2-year with a possible 5-year renewal, which is good, because then it gives us a chance
a couple
to
years
see.
to see what they can do.
Exactly.
Yep.
It kills two birds with one stone.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a great
Trial
advantage.
period for both of us.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's a great advantage to us to
Yeah.
watch what they can do.
And then, you can see they have, the usual, things for the kids, but they also have the grilled salads and, so they'll.
The one thing I wanted to bring up is verbally, when I was with them down at the beach, when they were talking about a few retail items, we did say they should be things that are not necessarily pre-planned to buy there, but they're there for convenience, so that they're not really taken away. But they also said that they would like to operate and partner with someone local for these things, meaning Island Surf might provide them their hats and those things that they sell, so that it's kind of, and I think that's a really good idea. I just want to, I want to consider making that part of the agreement that they do that, instead of talking about it, but maybe drifting and then ordering other stuff online.
I was gonna say that's it's like the food portion of it, that's up to them, really. I mean, we would like certain things being served, but essentially the menu is there, whatever they feel they can make money doing.
Yeah.
But the only concern I have with the other retail stuff is how much deck area. I don't mind them displaying things on the walls and on the countertops if they choose to, but using up deck space, I don't think should be allowed.
Yeah, I mean, when we were there, they were pointing to that other end where there's a serving window, where they do ice cream out of the 2 front windows, 1 side window, so on that corner there. I mean, it's not a lot of stuff, and most of it would be on the shelf, on the counter.
If it's on the shelves, or I'm just mannequins and all those kind of stuff with hats on.
I just want to have some sort of clarification. It's
keep the deck clear.
It's generalized sunscreen, after sun, hats, sarongs, flip flops. So I just want to.
Beach related, basically.
Yeah, I mean, one of the other potential bidders said, in order to make the numbers work, I have to be able to sell boogie boards and this and that. And I said, that's really overstepping what the beach concession is supposed to be about. Some of these items I think are fine, but people should be buying boogie boards at stores in town.
Sell first aid kits too.
Yeah, yeah, all things that, you know, are afterthoughts or
Yeah.
convenience things, so, I don't know,
If
maybe,
they want to set sunscreen after sign, they might through Amazon, bulk instead of going to
well,
any of everything.
I mean, it's fine, I think it's within their rights, but we discussed it, and they agreed that they would rather, you know, put up a little tiny stand that has some stuff in it that says Island Surf on it, and then they just split revenue.
Oh.
You know, it's not gonna be a big revenue stream for them, and the margins are, you know, even if they're good margins on buying it on Amazon, they're small priced items.
Yeah.
You know, so,
What about what we put in the bid specs? We said we would prefer locally
Yeah.
sourced. I don't know if that's persuasive enough. but-
yeah, well, there's that, and then there's the you know, I'll talk to them again this weekend and say, what are you thinking? Have you talked to anyone in town or anyone locally about, you know, helping out and collaborating? So I'll try and encourage it. I mean, it's not the end of the world.
Okay.
It doesn't
But we
happen,
could- But
but-
we could put it in there for now.
Yeah, preferred is good. Otherwise,
Alright.
excited.
Yeah, that's great. They seem really nice and
No, it's a great thing.
dedicated. Okay, next thing is, so we got 4 outdoor dining applications. There was a little confusion about what happened with the post-COVID. People thought they were renewing their, temporary outdoor open air dining, but they weren't. They were going back to what it was before the pandemic, and they didn't realize that, but I think we worked it out with everyone, so now they understand. So we got one from Brunetti's, one from Goldberg's, one from the new One Trick Pony, formerly the
Coffee shop.
For coffee. And then,
There's a new one for the Mexican hut up Morgan's old place up on
Oh, yeah.
the airport.
Saw that.
doesn't
That's a
have
new one.
name.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
Yeah.
Pablito.
Nia Pablito, yeah. Yeah, that's a new one, so.
So we said as long as they've got the application going,
Yeah, because I mean, Pete definitely, Haskell had a very clear, very simple misunderstanding, is exactly what you just said.
Mhm.
He said, I'm just renewing what I've had the past 3 years, and I said, that's over what you're renewing, it's gotta start from scratch again under the new law, and he's like, oh, I didn't put that together.
But where is Haskell's? I was hoping we could do them today too, are they on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
on there. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there it is, okay. I think that covers everyone except
Should be 4, right? 1,
4.
2, 3,
Next week.
5. There's 5 of them. 5 of them.
Meet
Yep.
Pablito.
5 of them, yeah. 4 renewals and 1 new one, Meet Pablito. Yeah. Okay.
All right, I think that's a great solution, and I think it's great that Brad and Nick agreed on that too.
Yeah.
I appreciated that we're not gonna hurt them because of a misunderstanding, they're big business.
Mhm.
We'll do the tables now, they're underway, they get it now, going forward,
Yeah,
it'll be clear.
you can see that there was some disconnect there.
Mhm.
Why is there not reading?
Yeah, well, when I talked to Liz was like, Pete has never gotten site plan approval
Yeah.
for those. And he said, I said, well, he told me he's had them the past 3 years, and I'm like, oh, it's because it was under the COVID thing.
Yeah.
Now it's gotta go back to the beginning, which the beginning, we actually discussed before you got up here, the potential of changing this process around.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
right,
yeah,
Brad's
yeah.
recommending that we not include the planning board going forward. We have to change the code, but they're not really,
It'll save a massive
Yeah,
amount of time because
absolutely.
it's referral back and forth along.
Mhm.
if
Yes.
they were really analyzing the site plans and what fits where, because I didn't think that was for us to do, I think it's for them to do, but if they're not really doing that, then cut it out of the process.
Not with this, I mean, it's tables and chairs and they have to conform to all the things that we spent time outlining.
And it's a 1-year thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's 1 year, we can revoke it
It's
at
not
any
permanent,
time.
it's not permanent
working.
site plan.
Right.
That's the good part
It's
about it.
temporary.
Okay, so we would have to do it, Tony's gonna draft something for us to look at, or Brad will. And,
I think that's
we'll
great.
schedule a public hearing, we'll
Love it.
talk about it some more. And the last thing is, the country club had a staff housing on their property, and they asked to demolish the building last year, and they wanted to rebuild it, but they didn't wanna do it at that point. So now they wanna rebuild it in the fall. But it used to be 2 persons per room, and now they wanna make the building a little bigger so that each staff member can have their own room. Not big, but so it's gonna increase the size of the building considerably. And so they thought they could just go to the zoning board. But Tony said, when it's a pre-existing non-conforming use like that, you can't expand on it even with a variance from, the zoning board's not supposed to give a variance. And he said other villages and towns have a code section for, staff housing for country clubs and park, and, golf
Courses.
Yeah,
and we don't, and so if we had something, then that would cover it. So he wanted to submit, a code proposal for us to look at, and he asked me to just start the conversation today.
makes sense. It's doing our part in all this workforce housing crisis. Gotta
Yep.
gotta make it easy enough for businesses to house their staff.
Yeah,
We're lucky enough that they're willing to even do that.
they said that, it's safer having one person in a room instead of 2 for obvious reasons, and also safety reasons with exiting and
Mhm.
emergency. And just,
It's also very tricky to match people up too. You have I've dealt with this with Discovery. There's liability issues with different people living together in the same space with, I don't even know how to phrase it, but, sexual,
yeah.
conflict. It's just, these are adults and professionals. They should have their own rooms.
So we could schedule in June a public, so at the June meeting, why don't we schedule a public hearing for the July meeting, just to, discuss, as long as Tony gives us the proposed change before that. Okay, all right, so I think we're ready for the resolution.
Discuss the DPW truck as well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I left that resolution open because I still don't know which one you guys want to decide on. Yeah.
As a point of discussion, but yes, this,
I looked at that thing, the proposal, it's not worth $16,000 for that. So we should order the one we gotta get. This truck's still functioning, serves the purpose for now. We'll have it in before we, so I think we'll go with the first one.
okay, yeah, there were several bids, and one didn't meet the specs, and one didn't have the right plow.
But the first one is being built to what he wants. And it's $16,000 less.
The first one is the one that he really wanted, but it's just, we ordered some vehicles for the building department, and they told us 2 months, and 2 months turned into a year. So that's what Matt was concerned about.
But the bottom line is, 16 grand.
Yeah, the other one is the last one, and it's 16,000 more, but it's already built and ready to go. So he wasn't asking really for it. I mean, if it was $5,000 difference, he would
Well, like I
probably
said,
say,
couple
"Come on,
grand
can you
here,
just
it's not a big deal, but the fucking 16,000 plus tax, we don't put taxes, so, you know what I mean, so it becomes a real number.
Yep,
I say the first one.
makes sense.
And who knows, if we get the purchase order out right away and.
Mm.
You
maybe
never know,
it'll
it might
be
come
ready
in
and-
a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, so that's, yeah.
Okay, well, there it is.
It's gonna
Thanks,
be,
Rob.
I don't know if anybody had any questions about the resolutions that the chief asked us to add, but he is here. Yeah. Just some computer equipment. The, active shooter kits that we talked about, that we needed. He talked to us about this at the work session. And, licensing. All right, so when do we fill in the info about the DPW, truck? So that when we read it,
so it's gonna be the first one,
Yeah.
59,949, okay.
Do we want to make a resolution for that first? And if so, do we have to list where it's coming out of? It's on there?
Just has access to the,
Joe Basil
Oh,
Chevrolet,
got
yeah.
it, okay.
Okay.
All right. I
Joe.
didn't know it was on there already.
Joe Basil
Alright,
Chevrolet.
so, let's start,
Joe
Where-
Basil is the name of the company?
Joe Basil Chevrolet Inc., yeah, okay. That's interesting.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
All right, whereas the village received an application from Eggert's Luncheonette to renew the outdoor table for conventions permit for 2023 with no changes from the 2022 application. And whereas there were no incidents or reports filed with the police department concerning said uses, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the placement of 7 tables and 26 chairs as shown on the submitted plans and subject to the same set of conditions recommended by the village planning board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Resolved that the special exception application submitted by Remigio Rivera for outdoor tables and chairs located at 136 Old Riverhead Road and identified by Suffolk County Tax Map number 905-1-1-4 is hereby referred to the village planning board for review.
Second.
I just wanted to add that the name of the restaurant isn't in the resolution, so if we could just,
Okay.
you know, put that.
Yeah.
Sign of the restaurant.
Mi Pueblito.
Mi Pueblito.
It's actually in the bold
Yeah,
Heading.
there, but
It's in the heading.
but it's not.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, okay.
okay.
So with that change, all in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that special accepted application submitted by Benetti Pizza for additional outdoor tables and chairs located at 61 Main Street is hereby referred to the village planning board for review.
Second.
So that's just what we're saying, for additional outdoor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what it is, additional outdoor tables on the village right away. I mean, you could put that in there, additional outdoor tables and chairs on village right away.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved that the special exception application submitted by Craig Swift for Goldberg's for additional outdoor tables and chairs located at 65 Main Street is hereby referred to the village planning board for review.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Resolved that the special exception application submitted by Shelley Lynch Sparks One Trick Pony for outdoor tables and chairs located at 59 Main Street is hereby referred to the village planning board for review.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Application submitted by Peter Haskell Seafood for outdoor tables and chairs located at 27 Main Street is hereby referred to the village planning board for review.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the purchase of various computer equipment, including server, computers, and other hardware from Dell, fluid imagery for the police department not to exceed $35,925 to be taken from GL account A3120.2 equipment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the purchase of 6 AS203A kit, 6 Responder 2.0 PC, Molly LAPD 510-M, and 12 10K plate CR 3203 plus SA items from the Armor Express not to exceed $10,700 to be taken from GL account A3120.2 equipment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorize the purchase of 8 XPP LUS DL device licenses programming for Alliance Systems Integrators not to exceed $10,000 to be taken from GL account Apple 3120.2 equipment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the purchase of a 2024 Chevrolet Silverado from Joe Basil for the Public Works Department not to exceed $59,949.63 to be taken from GL account A5110.2 equipment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Whereas the Village of Westhampton Beach has advertised for bids for the operation of the Rogers Beach concession at the Village Pavilion for the 2023 summer season based upon the specifications on file with the village clerk, and whereas only one bid was received and opened, and now for their be it resolved that the bid submitted by Daphne's Bistro and Bars hereby accepted. Should we include 2024 in that? It's
Well-
2023 and 20, it's a
Yeah,
two-year
they asked
bid,
for a
right?
2-year.
Yeah.
Two-year bid, so 2024 as well.
And subject to, keeping the deck area, clear
Clear
for
from-
pedestrians and that we prefer locally sourced food and retail if possible.
Perfect.
Second.
You got that, Liz? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and I just to make sure we got this, I wanna say that, resolve that the board authorizes the clerk to advertise no, wait a minute, I want to have in June, at the June meeting, schedule a public hearing for all of these, I guess we'll just do it at the June meeting,
Yeah.
for all of these restaurants,
Yeah.
so we just make sure we get it
Hopefully
on the
we'll get planning
calendar.
board review or,
Yeah, we'd
whatever.
probably get the
Yeah.
planning board.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess then we don't have to. Yeah, 'cause you can't put it on, you can't schedule for a public hearing in June, 'cause we don't have the stuff yet.
Right, and we won't, because June is only Thursday.
Huh.
Right.
Less than a week, so if it
Less
was on
than
the
a week,
planning board
right.
meeting last night, we're not gonna have it, so
Right.
we hope to hold it off till July. But they're operating the way, so it's not like we're holding them up. They
Yeah.
have their tables out.
But I think, what were those other two things, the country club and the,
Code changes.
Code-
Re-mentioned the code changes.
planning board, that's fine, he said that doesn't have to get done right this minute, but, yeah, I guess we can't do it till, we'll do the same thing for that, put it on June, schedule for July, okay,
Yeah.
all right, thanks, sorry, everybody.
Because don't forget, our meeting's next Thursday.
Yes.
Wow. Fancy.
Okay,
Well,
then,
thank
I
you.
need a motion to close the meeting,
So moved. Second.
all in favor?
Aye. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, thanks,
You too.
everybody, have fun, stay safe.
I see you out in the neighborhood. I see all you guys out in the neighborhood.
You
Maybe not
will.
Ralph, he doesn't come out of